Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic as we get on towards Christmas, and I'm wearing my most Christmassy jumper now, so that's what it's come to. This puzzle is a fascinating XV cage killer Sudoku. Well, I'll work out what it's. I think Stephen Parthamos calls it an XV killer, and he created it, so that's what we call it. Now, I'll come to that in a moment. Simon's posted a crossword video today, a recommendation from the Independent's crossword editor, and I think he really enjoyed the puzzles. That's worth a look at if you're interested in the cryptic crosswords. The Sudoku Hunt continues to draw rave reviews on Patreon, and I believe we have released today, are releasing today, probably by now we have, the a document in a way that is a set of modern art themed puzzles that were suggested by the Discord server as a theme, and some of the brilliant compilers and constructors who frequent that site created their own tributes to various modern artworks, and we are putting out that document. It's either going to be free on Patreon or on the community page. You will probably know by now, because Simon will have mentioned where he's put it. So that's really well worth a look at. I haven't actually solved any of those puzzles myself, so there may come a day on the channel when I am having a look at them. In some ways, it's easier for me not to try solving puzzles like that in case it's good for me to do them on the channel at some point. And then, because what we try and do on the channel, in case you don't know, is blind solves of puzzles we have not tried before, because it's always more entertaining for people to see us take a problem that may often look insoluble at first. We may be looking at one here, but that has a solution that we can find our way through. So that brings us on to this. Let's call it an XV killer. Now, Stephen Parthamos, known as Stavros in the Discord server, Stavros96 on Logic Masters Germany, where this I think has been posted already. But he sent it to us, and we are very keen to take a look at this. Now, what are the rules? Normal Sudoku rules, yes. There are killer cages in which digits can't repeat. But these are not the normal V and X markings, which normally indicate a sum of 5 between two cells for a V, and a sum of 10 between two cells for an X. That is not what they're doing in this puzzle. In this puzzle, they are indicating a difference between two cage totals. So you'll see that between any two cages, there's only one marker. And wherever that marker appears, it is a difference between those two cages. So for instance, this cage, its total differs from this cage's total by 5. That's what we know. Now, there's no negative constraint. You can't infer that there's no 5 or 10 difference between those two cages just because no X or V appears. That's not relevant. So apparently, no digits in the grid, just a few cages and XV markers. I mean, there's a huge area of real estate that's not even covered in cages there, for instance. But apparently, we can complete this grid uniquely. I mean, I'm looking forward to trying it. I've never seen an XV constraint work on cages. Very interesting. So do have a go on the link below the video. As always, that's how to play it in our software. Oh, I'm also having a go on our test software at the moment, and that might be my first time live on that as well. So we'll see how that goes. But you will get a link to it in our more regular software. Now, let's get cracking. Where can we start? Where can we start? Where can we start? I suppose, okay, that is clearly 5 less than this. Oh, yes, okay, that is 10 different from this. Okay, right, so, yeah, that's a very interesting set of cells, I think. So, what could this be? This could be, let's make it the maximum 9. Then this would have to be 14. It couldn't be 5 less, that would be 4. can't be done in 3 cells. If this is 14, well, obviously you're not taking off 10, you're adding on 10. And this becomes 24, which is just possible. 21 is the minimum for 6 cells. So does that make this definitely 9? If this was 8, 13, no, 23, 7, 12, 22. It's only going up one at a time. It can't be 7, 12, 22, because the 22 would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. That's the only way you can get to 22. Because it's within one of the minimum, there's only one way of making it up in 6 cells. And if it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, this couldn't be 7. So that's not possible. And this being 6, that's going to fail as well. This would be 11. This would be 21, which would have a 6 in it. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is not 6 or 7. Can't be anything less, because this would be under the minimum 21. So it's 8 or 9. Done something. So this cage is 13 or 14. And this one is 23 or 24. And definitely has 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in it. Okay, so if this was an 8, this would be 13. This would be 23, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Yes, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, because that would repeat the 8. So it would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So maybe there isn't a 5 in it. And if this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 with an 8 here, this would be a 9, 5 pair. Now, if this was a 9, this would be 14. God, I did so much mental maths yesterday. I'm going to have to do it again. This would be 14. This would be 1, 2, 3. No, this would be 24 now. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the way to look at it is 9 and 24, 33 would leave room for 12 here, which would either have to be 8, 4 or 5, 7. So that is not all that helpful. That 1, 2, 3, 4 is all nonsense. We know that we do have 1, 2 and 3 in it, but beyond that I don't know. This is 13 or 14. That connects to this. Which is 23 or 24. So that's 9, 8, 6 or 9, 8, 7. Definitely it's going to include 9 and 8. I wish that connected. Look at this. We've got a 6-digit cage connected to a 2. Well, that's where we should have started. Right, 21, as we've just discussed, is the minimum for a 6-digit cage, which would make this 16 or 17. Well, that's straightforward-ish. Definitely a 9 in there. And that means there's not a 9 in there. The 9, this is either 987 or 986. There's definitely a 9 there. This is definitely a 9. And we've got a digit in the grid. This is an 8. No, that meant there was only one possibility. 13, 23 here was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it left 9, 5 here, didn't it? That's what I'm remembering. 8, 22, yes, 23 here. That must be right. So let's take those out. I mean, I'm not going to fill in the digits. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. And that 5 and 9 is actually resolved by this 9. So that is straightforward. Now, there's definitely an 8 here. So there's definitely not an 8 here. So this is a 7, 9 pair. This doesn't have 7 and 9 in it. That is an 8, 6 pair. This had better match up. 23 there, yes, 13 here. That is exactly what we needed. It works with that 8 and it works with that 23 cage. So 16 here, this is 21. That is absolute minimum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one can't be the 6 because it's in a cage with a 6 in it. 16. So this can't be 26. It must be 6, which has to be taken from digits below 6. 1, 2, or it's either 1, 5 or 4, 2. So 3 and 6 in this cage must be in this box. And in fact, we're using all 6 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in those cells. So actually the other cells are 7, 8, and 9. 3 and 6 are used here, so they're not used in those two. Oh, I've already taken 6 out of one of them. And look at that 7, 8, 9 triple across the middle now. That makes this a 6. That's beautiful. 8 there. This is 7, 8, or 9. No, one of these two is 8 because of that being 7 or 9. So 8 is in one of those cells, and this is not 8. So 7 or 9 connecting by a 5, this has got to go down, so it is 2 or 4. Then it has to go back up because it can't go down to 7 or 9 again. Whatever's there is the same as there. And then this is 17 or 19, which is not that helpful. And this kind of chain of inference has run dry a little there. But we must have learned something useful here. Right, this box can't be minus 2, I think. So it's 18. 18 must be made of what? Can't have an 8 in it because of that 8. Does it have to have a 9? It's likely to have a 9. No, it could be 7, 6, 5. Then this would be 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, no, that's not going to work. This can't be a 9 because of that cage. So it's not 7, 6, 5, so it does have a 9 in it. So we'll put a 9 in one of those cells. Now, it's 18, so it's got another 9. Oh, maybe the point about this cell in this box is it comes from 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So we've used up 5 of the numbers. Oh, where's 7 going to be in the row? There, that's the question. Well, it's going to be in this cage as well. So this is now, let's take out the corner marks and put in 9, 7, 2 as it makes up 18. Having worked out that 7 and 9 are in it, we can do the simple arithmetic from there. So none of these are a 2. That means 2 is one of these two cells, because there has to be a 2 in this cube net shape. And that means that's not a 2. So, oops. So that's not a 4. This still adds up to 6. Yes, okay, that doesn't take me very far forward. And I might now have finally run dry on these connected cells. 13 there, yeah, I mean, that's not very limited, is it? 2, 7, 9 there, and these are connected by 5, so they're not 2, 7 or 9, 4. They're either 1, 6 or 3, 8 as a pair. Oh look, there's a 7, 9 pair in the row. That didn't help any. If they were 1, 6, this would be 2, 4. That would be 4, that would be 2. Looks possible. Ah, look, 8 there, 8 in one of those cells. Regular Sudoku says there has to be an 8 in one of these 3, and that 8 says it's not there. So one of these two is an 8, so they are a 3, 8 pair, which was the least helpful, but it puts a 6 here. Again, that's regular Sudoku. Now I've got a 1, 4, 5 triple. What a lovely puzzle. This is so neat and clever. That is now 2 or 3, and that is 2 or 3. They're a little pair in the row. 3, 8, 6, 7, 9. So these are from 1, 2, 4, and 5. And as these make 6, these are the other form of making 6. These could be 1, 5, then these would be 2, 4. So one of these is definitely 3. That's not very interesting at the moment. Ah, it keeps a 3 out of this cage, which adds up to 13, and doesn't have a 3 or a 9 in it. Can it be 8, 4, 1? Yes. Well, then you'd have 2, 3, 5 here. Then you'd be getting some help down here. These are all connected, these 5 cages. Can we do anything with those? Let's have a... I don't want to give up over here if there's something that I've nearly cracked through, but I can't see what it is. So let's have a look here. We'll start at this end. This is either 75432 or 1. Now, anytime I think you're connecting a 1 cell and a 2 cell by 10, you have to add to this, obviously, yes. You can't go into minus numbers. So this is either something between 11 and 17, which is quite a big range. But this is 13. Okay, let's go back to thinking about what this can be. 841 was one possibility. Then these are 2, 3, 5. Then this is from 6, 7 and 9, somewhere between 13 and 16. Is there anything else we can do first to narrow the choices? 9, 8, oh, that's going to be... Oh, it's from 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's somewhere between, just by Sudoku, it's somewhere between 6 and 16. And we said this was between 11 and 17. So there'd be only one way for this to go up from there to there, which would be 11 in here, 16, which would be 7, 5, 4 here, which looks possible in the rest of the row. This would have been 1. This would be 11, because it couldn't be 21, and this would be 6. There's nothing to say that's not happening. But otherwise, this is somewhere between 11 and 17, and this is 5 less, which is rather surprising. Somewhere between 6 and 12. That's very hard to limit that. 9 here and 9 here. One of these is a 9. It's not useful. Can this be... Yeah, that's what we were saying. This could be 8, 4, 1. Then you'd have 2, 3, 5 triple here. This would be 7, 9, 6. Oh, maybe I'm missing something over here, or I haven't even looked at these yet. That's got to be 5 less than that, but it's this, isn't it? 13 here. 8, 4, 1, or 7, 4, 2. 5, 1, 3, 8, 9, 6, or 7, 5, 1, 2, 4, 3, again 8, 9, 6. But now, if we bring it down, 6 as the top number in a 13. Oh, that would have to be 6, 5, 2, or 6, 4, 3. And whatever it is, you're using up all the numbers from 6, 5, 3. Okay, well, what I've finally worked out is that however 13's made up there, these numbers can't be from less than 6. So it could be 8 could be the highest number, but that would make it 8, 4, 1 with 2, 3, 5 here. Then this would be 6, 7, 9. 7 could go with either 4, 1 or 2, 3. No, that's not me. Either 4, 2 or 5, 1. But it still hasn't used 6, 8 or 9, so they'd have to be down here. 6, if that's the highest number, it could be 6, 5, 2. Well, once 6 is the highest number, these have to be 7, 8, 9. So these are selected from 6, 7, 8, and 9, and that limits this. This is now a minimum of 13, maximum of 17, so that can't be 1 or 2. 13 to 17... This now can't be higher because the minimum would be 18 and the maximum you can make in this column now is 754 is 16. So this is lower than something between 13 and 17. So this is from 8 to 12. But this could be higher or lower than that. That's so frustrating. Can I do any more work on what this is then? I doubt it. Okay, that is frustrating. Oh, that 5 sees that. That's not a 5. Doesn't mean anything. It means 5's in one of those cells, so that's not 5. Oh no, it doesn't mean 5's necessarily in one of those cells, which is a pity, because that would resolve this cage. This is either 5, 1 or 2, 4. If it's 5, 1, that's 5, that's 1. If it's, sorry, if it's 2, 4, it leaves 5, 1 out, so that's 5 and that's 1. If it's 5, 1, that's 2 and that's 4, so that's never 4. And that's never 1. And that's still not very helpful. This just doesn't look like it's any use to me. That could be anything from 1 to 8, virtually. Couldn't be 7, but never mind that. So that could be 11 to 18. This can be any number apart from 9. So that's any number apart from 9 plus 5. That's just not very usefully limiting. Oh, what am I missing here, guys? What am I missing? It's got to be down here. So this is 13, 14, 15, or 17. If it was 17, this would have to be 12, which would be 7. It could be 5, 4, 3. Oh, okay. What are the possibilities? Let's add up all of these. Is that relevant? If this was 17, this would be 12. This couldn't be 17. This can't be 5. This can't be higher than 14 to allow that to exist. So if this was 17, this would be 12. This would be 7. This would be 2, and that would be 19, 21. That would use 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, making 12 with 5, 4, 3, 7 with 6 and 1, 2 there. That's the only way it could be if that was 17. If this was 15, then this would be 10. This can't be 15, it's too high for that. This comes down to 5, and that's impossible. So that's not 15. And I think as we go lower, it's going to be impossible. If this was 14, this has to be 9. This has to add up to 4, and this has to add up to 9 again. But that's going up. So they'd add up to 22. There'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Oh, that's really confusing. Okay, so let's fill in what it would be if this was 17. This added to 12. I worked out that would be 5, 4, 3. This would be 6, 1, and this would be a 2. Now, if this was 15, it was all impossible because you'd go 10, 5, and that's impossible, right? But if it was 14, and there's still 13 to try after that, this becomes 9. 4, which is obviously 1, 3, and 9, which is obviously 9. Oh, you can't make 9 without using 1 and 3. Oh, but it could be 9, 14, 9. So forget the 3. This could be 6, 8 with the 9 there. 14 and 9, and that would use 32. So we've used 6, 8, and 9. This could be any combination making 9 apart from 6, 2, 1. Well, that's only 2, 3, 4, and 1, 3, 5. And if this is 13, this would be 8. This would be 3 and 8, or 8, oh no, 8, 3 and 8 would only make 19 for 6 cells. 8, 13 and 8. So that would be 8. That would use the 1. That would be a single 8, but this could be any way of doing 13, 6, 7 or 9, 4, not 8, 5. And that really hasn't narrowed down anything. All that work. Why am I looking at the wrong thing? Why? And what is the right thing to look at? This makes 13. So if it's 7 and 2 cells making 5, 7, 4, 2, 2 cells making 6, 5, 3, 1. So that's 22. This would be 6, 8, 9. If it's with an 8, then these cells add up to 23. That adds up to 22, including a 9, but not including a 5. It would have to be 976. So this is either 976 or 986, but this could begin with a 6, in which case these add up to 21, then it's 987. Wow, so that's just not told me anything. It's 9 plus some combination of the other two numbers. Crumbs, this is frustrating. Okay, I'm really struggling here. Let's try and find something to help. Right, one of these was a 2. How does that help? If it's this one, this is a 1. That becomes a 1. This is a 5-1 pair. That's 2, 4. And that's 3. That's all possible. If this is the 2, though, that becomes a 3. That's a 3. That's a 2. That doesn't really unwind anything. Oh, come on, Mark. Think about this. 4, 2 or 1, 5 between those two. Oh, no, 7 could be there. I was going to say 7 has to be here. That's not at all true. 3, 6, 8. That adds up to 6. If that's 1, 5, that's a 4. If that's 2, 4, that's a 5. Both use a 4. That can't be a 4. Talk about marginal gains. What does it mean? So if this was 8, 4, 1, 3, 2, 5, 1, 4, all possible. If it was 7, 4, 1, 3, 2, 5, again. It's not 7, 4, 1. I can't count. I can't add up to 13 today. 7, 5, 1, 3, 2, 4, but that's not possible because that would have to be a 2 because they have to add up to 6. But 7, 5, 1. Oh, so 7, 5, 1 is not possible. How about 7, 4, 2, 1, 3, 5? But that would have to be a 1. So this doesn't use a 7. So there's a 7 in here. This is not, therefore, a 7. So this doesn't add to 17. It's not 9 and 8. Okay, that was interesting with the 7. I don't quite know how that happened. But anyway, 6, 4, 3, 1, 2, 5. That would have to be 1. That's not possible. 6, 5, 2, 1, 3, 4, 2, 5. That is possible. So it can be 6, 5, 2. And what was the other one that worked? The first one, 8, 4, 1. Well, they're very different, aren't they? 652. And if it was 652, we went 1342. If it was 841, we went 3251. Ah, this would have to be 789. If it was 841, let's have a look at that version. 325, 679 down here, but we've ruled it can't be 97, 96 or 67. That would be 3 or 5. But if it was 652 here, 134, 789, but it can't be 98 or 97. That would have to be 87. And that would make this a 5. So this can't be a 4. This doesn't add up to 16. So this adds up to 13 or 15. This is now 8 or 10. But it could be 134, 125. Can't be 145. Can it be 532? Yes. So close to a breakthrough. So this 148, that is not necessarily true. It's either 148 there or 652 there. And none of those disambiguate all this stuff. They all leave it all possible, which is absolutely frustrating. 386. So can I use that at all? 7 there would be all of those must be the same. I don't think that is helpful at all. How on earth am I going to get out of this tangle? My goodness, I've spent a lot of time on this puzzle and really not understood quite how to disambiguate this bit. Do apologize. Can this be 235? That's the only way it can be 10. Oh no, 10 doesn't work. Didn't I work that out earlier? 15 here, 10 here. 5, 15, 10 doesn't work because that becomes either 5 or 15 and neither leaves a possible fill here. Oh my goodness. So I should have ruled out 5 from being here at all early on. It was obvious. Well, sort of obvious. 3 there, 13 there. This makes 8. So it's definitely got a 1 in it. That takes 1 out of that cell, but it doesn't prove anything else. But this now makes 13. So it doesn't have a 1 or an 8. It's either 4, 9 or 7, 6. This is 8. That has to be 8. Now, surely I've got some traction. Yes, 6, 7 there. This is not 652, it's 841. Right, that does it, surely. 3, 2. This has to be 5 and 1, because they have to add, well, in fact, this cell, 1, 2, 4. Yeah, that's a 5. That's 1. 4 here, 2 here. So this pair can be 4, 2 like that. Oh, the relief flooding over me as I think I've cracked this now. Or I've cracked the middle bit. 6, 7, this is now a 9. That's all it can be. Right, let's take out the corner marks because they're not very helpful anymore. 9, 6, 7, 3. So, that 9 can see this cell. 7, 7, 7. 9 there. This is now 2. This can't be 7 or 9 now. That's surprising. It doesn't resolve what the cage contents are. These add up to 8. So 13 plus 8 plus 8, 16, 29. These add up to 16. Oh, that 8's looking at that. That's much more immediately helpful. 3 there. 3 is now ruled out of all of those cells by these 2 3s, so it's in here, so we know this is a 1 3 4 8 cage, and that one's not the 3. So 1 3 4 there, that resolves this as a 5. Doesn't resolve the rest of column 3. That's a 2 or a 7 at the top. But 1 3 4 there sorts out how we make up 13. This is so clever, but I have found this so hard. 7 has resolved that 6 7 pair. 4 is in there and 1 and 8 are in there. That's not actually very helpful. This is now 17. Does it have... doesn't have a 7 in it. Actually, that's sort of obvious. Or a 2. Or a 6. Because 6s are gone for row 8 and 9. So it doesn't have a 2, 6 or 7. It can't have both 9 and 8, but it must have one of them. So it's either 9, 5, 3 or 8, 4, 5 or 8, 3... No, it can't be 8, 3, 6. 9, 5, 3 or 8, 4, 5. Don't think there's anything else that works. So it's definitely got a 5 in it somewhere. 9, 5, 3 or 8, 4, 5. Can I use that? Not much. Oh, those aren't 7 anymore. So we'll get rid of the 8 and get rid of the 7. Right. 8, 9 pair. Oh, 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. We have to fit in 9, 5 and 2. That's a 5. That's a naked single. 2 and 9 there. That's forming a pair in the column. 1, 3 and 4 those come from. Not that helpful. 5 though. 5 can't be here. So the 5's down here. So if it's 9, 5, 3, that's the 3. If it's 8, 4, 5, well, that's not. Oh, the 8 would be here and the 4 would be here. So these are the only possibilities. So 1 in the row, which couldn't have been in the 17 cage, maybe that was a better question earlier, is there. 4 remains in one of these 2. Oh, that's not a 1 now. This is 3 or 4. This can't be 8. So the 8 can now be placed in row 7 there. That means these 2 add up to 4, 5, and I can fill them in. That's not a 4. We've got a chocolate teapot triple there. 8, 7, 2, 4, 5. This is 3. That's useful. 1, 6, 9 as a triple there. That sorts out the chocolate teapot. Quite a useful teapot now. 2 and 9. That's a 4. This is, oh my god, something's gone wrong. Undo, undo, undo. Where's the undo button? Let's just be careful here. Undo. What's happened here? I've put 9s in the bottom rows of both boxes. Mark, what have you done? What have you done? Maybe 17 didn't have to be made up in those ways. So the 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 was all right. I was happy with that. That has to be a 5 because of the, by virtue of the 9 and 2, and a 2, 9 pair there. This can't be both 3 and 9, so one of them has to be in the cage. Oh my goodness, what have I done wrong here then? 9, 5, 3 I thought was the only version with a 9. 8. But it can't be 8, 3, 6. And it can't have the 9 in. This is a naked single 4. I can suddenly see that now. 5, 6, 9, 4, 7, 2. That's 1 or 8. That's 1, 3 or 8. I just think I'm going to struggle to make this up to 17. I don't think there's a way it works. And that is going to mean everything I've done is a disaster. Maybe I can back into it from the top. Look, if these are right, suddenly seen I've got those two 9s. So there's a 9 in this cage. But this can only be a maximum of 9. It can't even be that now. It can only be a maximum of 8. And this has to be a minimum of 13. Well, that's it. 9, 3, 1. I should have been looking at this ages ago with an 8 here. I only hope this is going to enable me to rescue what I've done at the bottom, which doesn't look right at the moment. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I do apologize for my general feebleness here. 9, 3, 1 there. I'm not trusting those. I don't know what happened over here. This may all still have to be fixed. Maybe that 13 could have been 4, 9. No, that was a 1, 3, 4, and that was because of those 3s. I was fine with that. Right, let's have a look up here. This has got a 7 in. See, I think we're still right. That's not a 1, but 3 has to be here. I totally believe that 3. That puts a 3 here. 1, 4, 8, 9, 3. So this is now 2, 5, or 6. Now this, which is made up of 7, 6, 5, 4, they add up to 22, minus one of them. So somewhere between 15 and 18. Doesn't allow a 2 there. So 15 or 16, which is either 6, 5, 4, which is not possible. That would put a 7 here clashing with that. So that's a 6. This is 16, which is 4, 5, 7. This is a 6. Please be right. I'm really getting nervous now. 1, 4, 8, 6, 9, 3. 7, 2, and 5 to go in here. That forms a triple here. 2, 5, 7, 1, 3, 9. That's a 4. That's a 6. This is the 8. With 4, 1 beneath it. One of these is a 1. That works okay here. 1 and 4. Okay, come on. Can I make this work? That's not 7 or 4. That's a 5. 4, 7 pair there. Now I'm going to have to, in a moment, approach this huge problem of this cage that's meant to add up to 17. Now, I believe it can't have a 2 in it, or a 6, or a 7. I've kind of always believed that. 1, 3, or 8 there. If that was a 1, it's impossible, because these would have to be 9 and 7. That includes a 7. So forget that. This surely is a 3 or an 8. Or could it be a... No, it can't be a 1. I've just ruled that out. Yeah, 3 or 8 there. If that's a 3... These have to be 9, 5. Well, that works at the moment. 3, 5, 9. Why not? If it was 8, that's what gave me the problems. This has to be 4, 5. And then we get 2 lots of 9 in the bottom row. So 3, 5, 9. 3 there. 5, 9 there. Why did I not think that was possible before? Or did I not somehow consider it? 6, 8 are down here. Yes, they work. 1 and 4 here. 6, 8, 7, 3. We've got a 1, 4 pair on the bottom row. That's a 5. That's all right. 2 there. That fixes this as a 7. This is a 2. Fixes that whole triple. That sorts out that pair. Please be working. 3, 1, 4. This is an 8. This looks a... 2 and 1. Yes. Oh, I thought it was a 3, 2 pair for a moment. That wouldn't work. 4 and 1. That's a 5. Oh my goodness. 4, 7. I've got a feeling that this is working, although have I now got a deadly pattern that I can't resolve? That will just make me literally cry in front of you. 1, 2, 1, 4, 7, 4. Must be able to do this. 7, 5. This is not a deadly pattern because one end of it's got a 5 in and the other end's got a 6 in. It is okay. There are no tears before bedtime today. That puzzle is solved. And I think it's correct. And it was a brute. And I was an idiot because I wasn't using this cage. Once, I mean, I don't know how I misunderstood fitting 3-5 in 3-5-9 in there could work. Because I know I came up with 3-5-9 as a combination. But thank God I reapproached it at the top where this was so obvious once I realised that had a 9 in it because of those 9s. And that suddenly was absolutely simple, and I'm so sorry. Anyway, done in the end. You, if you had a decent run at that, you will have beaten my time. You can pat yourself on the back and say, well done. Well done to yourself, and well done to Stephen for a fantastic puzzle. That's so clever. Even on good form, literally, that's 25 minutes of hard work, I would say, probably longer. Brilliant puzzle. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing if you've done that, for joining us on Patreon. I hope you're enjoying the content still. Let us know what you think of the channel. As always, as you do so politely in the comments all the time, thank you to those people who've had my back lately as well. I'm really grateful for that. And see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.